The honourable member for Halifax.
Research from the Scripps Institute of Oceanography shows that the Arctic Ocean is absorbing more energy from the sun. Canada's north is increasingly at risk from climate change, and yet the government continues to minimize the threat. Conservatives on the Environment Committee aren't even allowed to use the phrase because they've been told so by the PMO. Well, Conservatives may not want to talk about it, but scientists do. With increasing scientific evidence of the real threat posed by climate change, why are the Conservatives continuing to delay taking action?
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our government is taking action to address climate change. We've introduced new emission regulations for vehicles, and we were the first major coal user to ban construction on traditional coal-fired power plants. Thanks to our action, carbon emissions will go down to close to 130 megatons from what they would have been under the Liberals, and we are accomplishing this without the Liberals and NDP's carbon tax, which would raise the cost of everything. Thank you, Mr.
The honourable member for Halifax.
Their own officials would beg to differ. The Conservative government loves to blame foreign radicals for criticism of their inaction on climate change, but now those so-called radicals are their own deputy ministers. Deputy ministers wrote to the clerk of the Privy Council warning that action is needed now to protect Canadian communities, our wildlife, our food security, our health, and our economy. Last week, the Prime Minister also heard from President Obama about the need for urgent action. So why are the Conservatives refusing to act?
The Honourable Minister of the Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are a founding member and a major contributor, financial contributor of an international coalition taking actions to reduce pollutants like black carbon. We contributed $1.2 billion to developing countries so that they can reduce emission and adapt to the changes. And we have also made addressing these pollutants a priority under the Arctic Council chairmanship. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Halifax.
Why are their officials speaking out? Les sous-ministres de l'Environnement exigent l'adoption des mesures concrètes pour lutter contre les changements climatiques et dénoncent l'inaction des conservateurs qui met notre économie en péril. Le président Obama a rappelé la semaine dernière au Premier ministre que des mesures pour contrer les changements climatiques devaient être adoptées sans délai. Mais les conservateurs refusent d'imposer des cibles de réduction des GES pour l'industrie pétrolière et gazière. Pourquoi la ministre ignore-t-elle l'avis de ses sous-ministres?
L'honorable ministre de l'Environnement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our government is world leader when it comes to addressing climate change. We continue to work with the provinces in reducing emissions from the oil and gas sector, and it's premature to comment further on any work beyond for the regulations. But what I can tell you that is thanks to our actions, we have seen significant reductions in greenhouse gases, unlike the Liberal governments who's increased greenhouse gas emissions by 130 megatons.